Hello, party people. I hope everyone had a chance to review Adam Olson's 12.9 release email. Really great documentation there, but for some fun show and share, we have Samir and Sophie are going to walk us through some of the new features. So Samir is going to talk about dismissing multiple vulnerabilities and group export import via API. Take it away, Samir.
Right, thank you. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, I'm going to share my screen here real quick. So the first one is something that's near and dear to me. Some of you know that I am somewhat of a security nut, and I do a lot of demonstrations and discussions around security dashboard. It happens to be my mainstay. That's what I lead with in my demos as well. So some of you, well, all of you should know that we have a security dashboard at a project level that looks like this. Let me minimize that. So when you see the dashboard, you'll see the number of vulnerabilities that have been caught on that particular scan, all the different types of reports. So nothing's changed in terms of how you sort and slice and dice the data. However, a little checkbox has appeared next to each of the vulnerabilities as well as the header. And as you would expect this to function, if you click on the header, it selects all the vulnerabilities that are there on that page. So it's doing page by page. There are 20 vulnerabilities per page. And then it says, dismiss 20 select vulnerabilities. That widget pops open. You can select a particular reason that you want, and then you hit the dismiss selected, and it will dismiss off all of those vulnerabilities. You could also pick and choose the ones that you want. So this is kind of beneficial if you want to do, like for example, I know that this cups and glib ones are not particularly interesting to me. I'm not worried about those things or whatever it is. Again, when I select them, I get the dismiss 3 selected vulnerabilities. Same thing, I can pick whichever reason I want and then dismiss them. So let's pick the term false positive, and I say dismiss selected. It essentially hides those vulnerabilities off my dashboard. And this is older feature that we introduced, which is the hide dismiss piece. If you unhide them, basically you show them, then they all show up anyway, and then you can undismiss them if you want. Now, there's a little bit of a hitch in terms of how this functionality has been implemented. So some of you or all of you should have seen when you click on the vulnerability, you used to be able to click the dismiss vulnerability button. Well, that one never allowed you to really put a reason that was a selected reason. Either you could put a comment, or you could put the dismiss vulnerability, or just click the dismiss vulnerability button. Whereas with the new feature, what's happening is that you are able to select a reason. So there's a little bit of a distinction in how you approach this and how you present this to the customer. I will be creating an issue describing this inconsistency in behavior, but I want everybody to understand that that's what's going on over here. It looks kind of different, but it acts the same way, essentially. It just gives you a predefined set of reasons that you can pick out of. So with that, I'm gonna open it up for questions in a minute, but the other thing is this same functionality is also available at the group security dashboard level. Yeah, some of you may have seen this error pop up. It's a angry error that shows up on demos. It's really bad. We've notified the team. They're working on it. Hopefully in the next release, we'll have a fix for it. But the same functionality exists at the group level as well, where you can pick a certain set of vulnerabilities and select the reason. So with that, I'm going to pause here before I move on to the next function. Any questions?
Yeah, this is Reb. Real quick, something that I've seen pop up every once in a while is that, when you get to that screen where it says it's dismissed or whatever, on some of them, it shows the line that it detected the vulnerability on, but I haven't seen that in a while. I'm not sure if I'm looking at the wrong kind of code, the wrong vulnerability, or what. Is anything you can describe on that?
Yeah. So that's so because we put all different kinds of scanning in here. Hold on, folks. My kids are screaming in the back.
We know how that works.
That's totally okay.
Yeah, thank you. So we do scan static analysis, dynamic analysis, and so on and so forth. Now, static analysis findings will more likely have a line number associated with it because it's looking at static code and it knows exactly which line that
So we're still
pattern
doing
was
that. It's
found
just
on.
a question of
Yes.
I'm looking at the wrong kind when I'm not paying attention to which one I'm selecting. Okay.
Exactly. If you're picking container scanning or DAST, there's no line numbers because it's sort of poking at the particular container or the website, and it's just giving you that, oh, I was able to find this kind of thing in there. So that's what you're probably seeing. Okay.
Joe had a great question after me.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not looking at this sheet, so if somebody could clue me in.
Joe, why didn't you ask?
Yeah, I was just asking if that list of reasons is configurable because I'm not sure that meets everyone's requirements.
That's a good question. I will have to go double check. I have not found any documentation around it being configurable, but I'll go find out.
Or I'll research it too. I didn't know if you knew offhand. Thanks.
No, I don't. Yep. Okay. All right. So going to the next function here, which is group import export. This is particular.
One more
yes.
question.
Oh, sure.
Ricardo, do you want to ask your question?
And I just want to ask, is it possible to create an issue to solve multiple vulnerabilities that is related instead of create one issue per vulnerability?
No, currently you cannot do one issue for multiple vulnerabilities. You kind of have to do one per. That functionality I think is being developed. It's not there yet. I think with the first class vulnerabilities feature that we just released, I think that will become possible in the future. Okay.
Thank you.